Diane in Denmark here, hooray, hooray, hooray. I am getting ready for another clothes swap party. I know everybody loves a good clothes swap. I'm going to film as much as I can. The first thing I should say in the video, because I get asked this question every single time, what happens to the items that we don't swap today, that we don't take home with us? Well, everything goes to a women's shelter or a charity shop, goes to recycling, so nothing is wasted. Anyway, I'll give you a wee quick tour. You can hear Tweet and Spark here going absolutely crazy in the background. They know something is up. Anyway, I've cleared the living room as much as I can. I've added in an extra couple of mirrors because the ladies will be trying everything on. We have a rule at our clothes swaps that you must try on the clothes while you're here. I mean, don't just go taking something and get it home with you and find out it's the wrong size or the shoe doesn't fit. In here, I've covered up what's on my husband's desk so nobody takes that as part of the swap. I've started putting a few things out. We had a few books and some of my clothes behind me, some jewellery, and a couple of ladies dropped off stuff last night. So as you can see, we've already got tons of books. I'm going to put those into piles of you know, kids' books. We've also got board games. I've mentioned this before, we swap not just clothes and accessories. We've also got household stuff, and we've got, you name it, we have it. And what happens is all the ladies are coming here today, and I think, if I remember rightly, we are about 16 or 17 ladies today, so the noise levels will be high, just like with the birds. And our rule of thumb is that we kind of put everything on chairs, like all the trousers will go in one chair, dresses, we try and hang them up, tops, makeup, I've got some makeup over there that I had, some eyeshadows and stuff. And what we do is, everybody brings a dish to share, because it's also, this is our last one of the summer season. Oh, hold on, just move over there, it's a bit brighter. This is our last one of the summer season. Some of the ladies are moving back to the States, going on to other places, because we had a clothes swap quite recently, but this is our last one before the kids go on summer break, before we all kind of lose touch with each other over the next couple of months, and then we will have another clothes swap. That will probably be in September, and that's going to be at Vibeka's house, you know, my bestie. So everybody brings a dish to share. Oh, and there goes the doorbell, so I shall film in a wee minute. Okay, see you on the other side. So all the ladies are outside having lunch. I'll put up a few pictures of the delicious food. And this is what it is like at half time. As I've said in my videos before, what we do is you can just dive in and take stuff, but we try it on. And then, of course, you can see if it fits, if it doesn't fit. And then, of course, it comes back into the mix. And then we have a second round. Anyway, here's some of the books. We've got kids stuff. We've got stuff in Danish. We've got British books. We've got cookery books. We've got art books. You name it, we've got it. Oh, and also some games. Kids' games. And this is the pile of jumpers, tops, it's kind of getting messy now, blouses and t-shirts, and then we have quite a few dresses and jackets left. And this is all the kind of mixed bag of thing. We've got household stuff, quite a lot of the jewellery has gone, but this is what's left, some jewellery. Also quite a lot of food, because some of the ladies, as I said, are moving back to the States or moving on to other places. Some kids dressing up, police. And, oh, hold on, that's hats and scarves. That can be put over there. And embroidery kit. Does anybody want an embroidery kit? And down here, yeah, I think I already showed you that, shoes, and this is what we've got left of the games. Anyway, I'm going to grab something to eat, and you can see all the ladies' stuff are through there, and I shall come back to you and show you what I got from this week's swap, or I should say this swap, not this week's swap. Okay, it is the day after the close-up party, and I hope you're ready for a bit of hygge while I talk you through what I picked up yesterday. Hope you've got a cup of coffee with you. It's really roasting here again today, but I was able to wear a dress, and this is one of the dresses that I picked up at the close-up party actually last summer. You may remember this one from another video. Anyway, we had such a lovely time yesterday. We were 16 ladies in all. And I think there were probably like 5 or 6 different nationalities. Let me see. Myself, there's Scotland, Ireland, England, Wales. No, Victoria, who's from Wales, she couldn't join us yesterday, though she was one of the ladies who had dropped off things because she's moving house. Iran, Denmark, South Africa, the States, because Margaret, who's from the States, she's moving back to Ohio, and she was saying yesterday that she's loved this idea of, when she's been in Denmark, being introduced to this thing of all the recycling and the close-up party hygge, and when she moves back to Ohio, she's going to take that idea with her. So if you're in the Ohio area, look out for Margaret, and she'll be clothes swapping. Anyway, I'm going to tell you what we got, and also let me put a couple of pictures here of the food. Because as always, one of the great parts for us about the close-up, it's not just the swapping, it's the social aspect. Just getting together with a few of the ladies, letting your hair down, just a chance to talk about what's coming up, how the kids are getting on, what sporting activities they're doing, you name it, we talk about it. And the food is one of the great draws. And we always have such fantastic salads and bread and homemade brownies. Anyway, I'll put a couple of pictures, and there was one salad that was really popular. It was a broccoli salad, and we're trying to track down the recipe. We can't remember who made it, but if I get the recipe for it, I will share it. Anyway, on to the close-up item. Let me just put down my coffee and we'll get started. And I should also just say to you that after the close-up party yesterday, you saw my living room and my dining room were a kind of disaster area, and the kitchen. You know what? And I set my timer. All the ladies helped to bag everything up that we didn't take from the swap, and that's all gone off to shelters, charity shops. I've got some bags containing baby downies, baby duvets and bedding, and some household items. I'm taking that to the refugee centre this weekend because they'll probably love to get that. Anyway, all the ladies pitched in and helped and cleared up, and I ran the dishwasher a couple of times, and Bob's your uncle, we were all back to normal. So if you're going to hold a clothes swap party or any kind of event, make sure to keep going with your routines. Don't kind of let it all slip, because we enjoy the excitement, and then the day after we're like, but so just keep going with your routines and do a pupa, pick up and put away. Anyway, this is my haul here. And I never know what I'm going to find at these clothes swap parties. Sometimes it's clothes, sometimes it's makeup. I don't generally go for handbags, but 2 handbags this time. Count them, 2 handbags. Anyway, and I had my Dressing Your Truth cards available for any of the ladies who wanted to check out, the details. And you can see that these are I'm a type 1 in the Dressing Your Truth system with a secondary 4. So I like colour blocking. I don't like to wear more than 1 or 2 colours. I like, I like polka dots, but also really enjoy stripes. So these are my cards, and you can see, should we just show you? Everything works really nicely with my cards and with the pattern cards as well. So I'm really, really pleased. So I think we'll just start from one end and go to the other. And I'll start off I got some more exercise gear. Now, you know me, I started back in November with this thing of doing daily exercise. I'm on my bike most days, but on the days that I'm not on my bike or not getting a good kind of walk or doing a 7-minute workout, then I go for a jog around the block. Not far, not fast. I do 7 minutes out, 7 minutes home. But I've really been enjoying wearing T1 colours for my exercise. And look what I found yesterday. So I've got this really nice bright pink, neon pink jogging top. Won't be able to wear it hopefully for a wee while because it's turned really hot again here in Denmark. So that's one thing. And then I also got another one in turquoise. So that will be great when it turns cold, probably tomorrow. No, hopefully, and we won't be kind of cold enough to wear long-sleeved running things until the autumn. But it's a beautiful colour, and I really like it because it goes quite well with my eyes. And I got another pair of running tights. So now I've got 3 pairs of running tights. I'm keeping 1 in Sweden and 2 at home. And look at these ones, they are pink. Pink Nike ones, and I actually wore those for a run already, so go me, I'll just check them out. So those are really great. And the other thing I found, which I wasn't expecting to find, this is actually a pyjama set. Now, I've mentioned before, I will not wear anything with like Snoopy or Hello Kitty on it, though I do have my Snoop Dogg t-shirt. So not Snoopy, but Snoop Dogg. It's an old concert t-shirt I have. And I found this really nice top, very T1 with the wee pineapples on it. And it was actually in amongst the kids' clothes. And I thought it was a kid's item as well, because if you look at the shorts, I mean, it looks like something that would fit a 2-year-old. I can wear them, but I'm probably not going to wear, I'm not so into wearing shorts as pyjamas. I like to wear just like loose pyjama type cotton trousers. So I'll probably, and I might even use this in the summer when it's really hot. It's got one of the extra pieces inside which acts like a bra. So that's really nice, and really it looks really nice and fresh. So that's the kind of pyjamas, underwear, exercise stuff. And then on the, we had a lot of books and games. I've taken a couple of books. For me, I take the books, I read them, and then I pass them back onto the clothes swap, or they go to our book exchange. You've seen videos about that before. Now this is something that really appeals to me, and hopefully to the rest of the family. I mentioned before, we love playing Rummy Cub. I've talked about games before, and this one is called Bananagrams, and I actually thought when I saw it lying on the table, I thought it was like a pencil case or a makeup bag, but it's a game called Bananagrams, and that looks quite fun to play. So I've taken it, and if we're not going to play it, then that will go back to the clothes swap party. Well, we have this kind of unwritten rule in our clothes swap party that if you take an item and you haven't worn it by the next couple of clothes swaps, then you put it back into the mix so you can pass it on to somebody else. But this looks quite good fun. So that's Bananagrams. And then I'll take the makeup stuff next. And remember, we swap gently used makeup, whatever you have. If you're a bit squeamish about using somebody else's makeup, don't go there. You can clean up things using alcohol, do what's within your comfort zone. We have here, I have a brand new Biotherm skin, what do you call it, a night cream. So that I'm going to enjoy using. I quite like Biotherm, that's a nice make. And I've got 2 really great T1 nail varnishes. Now this one I think is an H&M. And it's H&M, and it's really nice sparkly gold white. So I'm looking forward to that, because you can see my nail varnish today. That's the one that I got from the kids for Mother's Day. I think it's a Sally Hansen yellow one, but it chips quite easily. And this one is it's the kind of posh part of H&M, which is called And Other Stories. They have really nice gear. There we are, and that's a nice pale blue one. I kind of pale pastel blue verging on icy blue, so that's going to be a great one for the summer. So really pleased with those. And I got some After Sun from La Roche-Posay. There we go, because we are now into summer here in Denmark. And 2 hair items, and this one I've only heard about, the bed head stuff, and this is one which thickens, energizer, gosh, should I be drinking it, and styling. Okay, so I haven't tried that yet, and this one is brand new. I don't think it's ever been open, And this is a product that I used to use all the time. It's Bumble and Bumble Surf Spray. It's one of those salt water sprays. You know, wash your hair, towel dry it, put a bit of this in, just give it a quick shake, and you feel like you've been down at the beach, you know, that kind of beach look. And if you're wondering about my hair today, I was actually down from a skinny dip this morning, Vibeke and I, and guess who we bumped into? We bumped into 5 ladies from yesterday's clothes swap. They were down there early this morning having their swim. So anyway, so if I've got the beach look going on today, it's not thanks to this, it's just because we actually swam quite far today. The sea temperature is now up at 16°C, which in Fahrenheit, oh, you'll need to look it up, maybe about, let me see, I've got to be careful what I say here. You can look it up, you can look it up. Anyway, on to the next items, which are handbags. A handbag, oh, and I'll maybe start with the other things first. This is a really nice candle holder, brand new in box. I think that belonged to Victoria. And you know me, I love white china, and this is going to look really nice either in the living room, or I might have it here in the winter, because you know in the winter when I get dressed in the morning it's really, really dark here, and I like to have candles going, have my coffee and my candlelight. So that's very nice. And then there's always some kind of novelty item that I find at the close-up. The last time it was the little Easter bunnies, do you remember? Bunny and Clyde, I'll put a link to the video up there. Anyway, looky here. Now, you know I love my hygge, and I love using hot water bottles. And this was on the table, along with another hot water bottle. Now, do you know what that is? Something very close to my heart. This is the Scottish flag, Saltire. And you can see it's blue and white, and I said, okay, who's putting this into the clothes swap? You shouldn't be throwing this away. And it was Sue's, because she's got Union Jack ones and all different ones. So this is my hot water bottle for the winter, or when I need a bit of extra hygge. And onto the handbags. Oh, this also actually came from Sue. A red, what's the brand? Todd's leather handbag. A red one, quite a nice light red. And this was Sue's, and she had passed it on to Shiva, who had it I think for a year, and it's now come back to the clothes swap. So I picked it up yesterday. You know me, I normally go for the same handbag all the time, but I'm now kind of feeling like I'm ready to branch out into something with a bit of colour if I've just got a very plain outfit, because I don't like my colour blocking. So I've got the red one, and then also this one, which was put into the swap by Melanie, who was with us for the first time for a clothes swap. And this, and I love this kind of style of bag if I'm in town, especially if I'm taking my bike into town, because it looks quite small, but you can put in, I don't know, an iPad or a folder, your book, and also get your cycle helmet in there for when you're walking around. So it actually holds quite a lot. It's one of these big, a shopper bag. So I'm really pleased with that, and it's a really beautiful, bright, T1 blue colour, one of those crossovers between T1 and T4, so pleased with that. Right, and then onto the clothes. Oh my goodness, so I'll start from this end, and this also belonged to Melanie, and she was there for the first time, and she said it was really fun to be there, because she's seen my videos of the clothes swaps, but just to see that somebody else took her things and was like, like me with her bag and this jacket. And she was really pleased to see that all her stuff had gone, you know, to somebody else, and they were really delighted with it. And she went home with some great stuff. So everybody benefits. So this really nice bright yellow, and again, this is a crossover T1, T4 and Dressing Your Truth. Let me just grab my card so I can show you. You can see there's the T1. Voilà. And there is the T4. So you can see it's one of the crossover ones. And as I'm a T14, I really enjoy the brighter colours on our palette. And I find also that on the days when I'm feeling my energy is a bit low, or maybe I'm feeling a bit insecure, or I tend to veer over towards the brighter colours. And on the days where everything's kind of going swimmingly, I'm quite happy to, you know, wear the more pastel colours. So that's just something that's kind of come up for me. But I'm always drawn to the bright, sunshiny stuff. And if this doesn't say sunshine, I do not know. I don't know what does. Bright yellow coat. So bright yellow coat, and then we have. Just going to the next things. A classic Ralph Lauren shirt, and this I tried it yesterday, very nice, and I like to roll up the sleeves and tighten a knot at the front and have it open, you know, with a pair of white jeans, just a classic thing, and then I'll wear it with a pop of colour, like coloured earrings or you know, red lips and nails, maybe some red sandals. And this one, now this is a silk chemise, you know, for wearing something under something else, or maybe just underneath a blazer jacket if I'm feeling a bit va-va-voom and going out in the evening. Now there's a small hole here in the lacy part of it, but I can fix that easily. And that's the thing, you know, if you're not using it, not wearing it, and they're not going to fix it, and pass it on to somebody else who will enjoy it. But it's beautiful silk. And then, let me just grab the next things. Oh, I'll put these down. Oh, it's hot in here. Right. Right, take them all at once. Now this was a funny one. This was in with the sports clothes. It's just a white t-shirt. And I thought this was just a really nice graphic t-shirt. I've mentioned this before. I never wear t-shirts. You'll never see me in a t-shirt. Though I have found a couple of t-shirts that I like, and I like them if they're paired with a more formal jacket. And I think that's again my T14. I like the more structured look. T-shirts are not my thing. If I wear a t-shirt, I really feel like I'm kind of all too relaxed. I don't, you know, unless it's something for sleeping in. But I think this is going to look really nice with a red jacket or one of my white jackets. And again, just a very basic look with my dark blue skinny jeans, my red sandals. I think that'll look really fresh for the summer. So I'm really pleased with that. And I don't think this has ever been worn. It's by Yo-Yo. Or it just says Yo-Yo from fashion to fashion. I don't know what that brand is. I'll tell you the brands if I can. Now this one I know came from Vibeke, because Vibeke is a type 2 in the Dressing Your Truth system. And whenever there's a label being cut off, it's Vibeke, because she can't stand anything kind of scratchy or, you know. So if you're that type, you might be a type 2 like Vibeke. She also goes for lots of vintage stuff. She loves vintage stuff. And this is a very nice pale cream with little flouncy bits on the front, and I do like things like that because I don't have a big chest, so I can do kind of ruffles, you know, and pussy bows and things like that. You'll never see me in V-necks unless, she says, unless, there's always an exception to the rule. I do like crossover things, but not just a basic V-neck. I will not go for that. And I notice that when I'm now out shopping. I'm hardly ever out shopping, so I get everything from clothes swaps. But when I'm at the clothes swap shopping, I'll maybe pick up something and think, oh, that's really nice, but then I can see immediately it's a V-neck, and I know, you know, I'm not even going to bother trying it on because I know already there that it's not going to be me. Though I do like crossover ones, and this is a really beautiful white linen crossover top from Jaeger, good brand. And this will be really nice. I've got a couple of kind of palazzo pant style trousers. I've got a red pair, a nice, really nice red pair, and a blue pair. So I'm thinking that will look very nice together with my big gold necklace. So that's that one. And then the last couple, don't worry. Oh, okay, I don't want to make this video too long. This is a very nice summer top. Cotton. It's got a nice kind of flouncy sleeve, which I quite like, a bit different. Can you see that? It's kind of like a little bell on the end. And I'm going to be wearing this a lot just with white trousers, maybe with a belt, white necklace, gold necklace. And I love these kind of things for when it's really hot here and I can't stand to have too much on me. So that's a nice one. And it's a nice coral pinky red. And what's the pattern? Oh, it's just like wee flowers. Yeah, I'm not into florals as such. And if I'm wearing a floral, it'll be something like this, which is a bit more kind of abstract. Right, because florals, they're very much a kind of type 2 thing. If you're really into florals, that's probably your primary or your secondary. Right, and this last one, this is a really nice silk top from Rabens Salonger. It's a Danish brand, one of the higher end brands. And I looked at this, and I must be honest, with the Dressing Your Truth thing, type 1, I know a lot of the ladies like chocolate brown. I'm not a kind of brown person, but I'm trying to stay open to things. And I don't like kind of brown up here. It's okay for footwear and handbags. And actually, Vibeke got a handbag yesterday at the clothes swap, which she's changed her mind about, and she sent me a picture today. So I'm hopefully getting that. So I'm keeping an open mind about it. But we do have some darker, here we are, you'll see some darker tints on the card, like this is kind of chocolate brown. Now it's a chocolate brown aubergine colour, and I tried it on and it's actually really nice, and I wouldn't wear like a whole outfit of kind of brown or like a brown cardigan, but this one is, oh you can see it there, yeah, do you see, it's a kind of aubergine chocolate brown colour. And it's very see-through, very light. And I'm thinking this is going to look really nice with a pair of, I've got some winter white jeans, skinny jeans, and with some pearls, or with my winter white, one of my winter white jackets. It'll look really, it looks really classy together. And I was thinking, oh, it is very see-through. And then on the next, on the second round when we were swapping, I mentioned this I think earlier in the video. We you grab a few items, try them on, and then whatever you're not going to take, you put it back onto the table or back onto the chair. And we eat something, and we have a wee glass to drink, and then we go back again and see, what's popped up, because something that you missed first time is now back in the mix. And second time I looked, there was actually a chocolate brown, again a small chemise. And I think that's going to be very nice underneath it. So all in all, I'm really pleased with my things. I'm quite excited to wear this. And if you're in the Dressing Your Truth Facebook group, if you've got access to lifestyle, you'll be in the Dressing Your Truth big Facebook group. Not the unofficial ones. We're talking about the official ones here. And in the if you've got the style cards like I have, these all the different cards. Depending, hold on, I'll follow that. Depending, if you're type 3 or type 2, if you've got the style guides, then you'll be in your individual group for the type 1s, or type 2. And the type 1s, they have this really good rule of thumb of knowing what's your colours, and often it is if you can eat it, like if it's cherry red, tomato red, when you're looking at the colours. And it's the same with the chocolate brown. If it looks like a chocolate that you would eat, chocolate brown, and then there's this kind of aubergine. So it's a good kind of rule of thumb. So you will be seeing me in one of these outfits very soon. And for those of you who have spotted this one, I'm not sure if these are actually blue or black, the buttons. It's very hard to tell. I'm not worried about that. If there's a small detail on it, I'm not too fussed about changing the buttons to, to, I don't know, gold or navy or chocolate brown. So, if you find a handbag that you think, but it's maybe got a bit of silverware on it instead of gold if you're type 1, don't worry too much about it. I mean, unless it's got huge silver chains, and that's the first thing that you see. If it's got small things on it that are maybe not, your particular metal colour, don't worry about it, because and often if it does bother you, you can get your nail varnish out and cover up things, or you can use permanent markers, or as I've mentioned before, I have also dyed, I've dyed clothes, I've bleached some clothes, and I've also painted things with leather paint, changing a pair of black sandals that I had, painting them to red. So anything is possible. So don't write things off immediately. Quite often you can kind of save things or make it work for you. Anyway, I'm really excited to make all these things work for me. And a couple of other things yet. I think I mentioned I had taken some books. So I've taken a few books to read through. This is actually an English version of a Danish classic. So I might start reading it just for fun. If you know Den Forsømte For in Danish, that's a classic. A Food Network book. We had lots of recipe books, and most of them I'm not interested in because I hardly keep any recipe books. I think I can probably count on two hands the amount of recipe books I've kept. Some of you will know this book, The Emil fra Lønneberg, which is by Astrid Lindgren, the Swedish author. A real classic of Emil and what he gets up to. And this is actually quite a nice book. I'm going to hang on to this for a bit. It's all about different cookery and crafts through the seasons in Denmark. And there are actually quite a few easy Danish ideas and recipes. And what I think I might do is, as they kind of come up, I might make little videos for you and show you. It's just more of the traditions that we have in Denmark. And I've mentioned this before, we have more traditions than you can shake a very big stick at. Anyway, that is my haul. And the last thing, because I was hosting yesterday's party, of course the ladies are always very nice and they turn up with stuff for me. So, guess what I think I'm going to stash these as usual here in the bedroom, because you know, as a little treat for myself, I like to read a few chapters of whatever book I'm reading. This is what I'm reading at the moment, and have a chocolate or two. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to do a pooper, you know, pick up and put away. I'm going to put these things away, maybe make up some outfits for the next few days, and all I've got left to say is, please, if you're not using what you have at home, whether it be clothes, whether it be jewellery, whether it be handbags, shoes, books, kitchen equipment, knickknacks, if you're not using it, if you don't love it, haven't got space for it, please pass it on to somebody else. Doesn't need to be, you know, you don't need to go organising a clothes swap, but, you know, pass it on to, as I said, a shelter. Maybe you've got an animal welfare place that will take your old towels, you know, bedding, charity shop, you know, just please pass it on to somebody else who will use it and love it. Okay, so on that note, and just because I'm not sure if I'll make a video when I've still got this up. This is my festival armband from the Northside Festival that I went to last week, and it's the kind of thing when you're a kind of teenager, when you've been to festival, you kind of walk around with it for 3 months. I won't be doing that. I'll probably be cutting it off today. But anyway, I've loved it, and now it's time to put it into my memory box. So anyway, live long and prosper. May the Danish food be with you, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, bye for now.